Well, shit, it sounds like it. I hope so. I hope that's the right microphone. Say hi to the nice people.
Hi, nice people.
Hey, look, well, all the meters and everything bounce up and down, so it's working. Welcome to the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. Of course, I know you've noticed that we are a whole 4 minutes late. Sorry. We're trying out new cameras and stuff, and the new camera, of course, let us down. Let us down horribly.
Yes.
Look at this. We still got wires and stuff going on.
We're scrambling, but you know what, though?
Scrambling.
We'll pull it together.
I know. We'll pull it together.
There's a lot going on, so.
Yeah, because while we were struggling with all the electronics, we were also keeping up to date on the U.S. Open, which we will get to in a minute.
Yes.
Because that's big news currently right now, live and streaming. But there's been, just like atomic bomb after atomic bomb after atomic bomb being dropped all over the place in sports right now.
Yes.
And it's a bombastic episode of the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. That's for sure. Geez, I hope this is really working all right. Yeah, this sounds like it. Oh, well.
There's a lot of things moving and chiming
moving
and
parts,
doing
baby.
things. So, yeah.
Moving parts. I'm even going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm even going to go so far as to log on to the chat room. I don't know if you have it on your phone, but I'm going to have it on my phone so that people can tell me how horrible we're doing or what we're doing.
I think that's fair.
Or how much our opinion sucks.
I love criticism.
Yeah, I love criticism too. I love the haters. Hate me.
I never get it because I'm always right.
Shut up.
So okay,
you're so wrong.
Next.
But let's get right to it. Of course, the NBA Finals went down, and there's a new champ. Oh, hey, that's loud. I don't know. For those of you hearing reverb in the background, that's me not being smart enough to turn my media all the way down. Wow.
Kawhi Leonard put a whooping on them boys.
Yes, he certainly
literally.
Did.
They were hobbling off the court in crutches and leaning over and torn ACLs and all kinds of stuff.
The Drake curse is over.
Yeah, unfortunate for the injuries.
I like this picture. This is a good picture of him.
Yeah, not making light of the injuries. I mean, it was
not at all.
Just terrible situation for those guys in Clay and obviously Durant and all that stuff. But Kawhi and the Raptors are legit. They are legit.
Yes, he.
I mean, we were talking about just the fact that he just looked tired, and then somehow he found another gear in that series. Okay, Pascal Siakam had one good game.
Right.
Okay, Kyle Lowry had one good game. Okay. All I'm saying is truly from a statistical perspective. I mean, I'm not breaking down defensive efficiency right now. I'm just going by scoring. Okay, scoring. Right. So again, Lowry had one good game. Siakam had one good game. They had their bench obviously outplayed Golden State's, but Kawhi was a beast and clearly was the reason why he took down the NBA Finals MVP.
Well, you notice a lot of championship teams, they have a guy who everybody jumps on his back. I mean, the Dubs have been loaded with elite talent for the last 4 or 5 years. Okay, but most of it has been through the draft. You know, you hit on the lottery 5 times, then you're going to have a really good team.
If you hit.
Yeah,
but you know what this seemed like to me?
They hit 4 times. I mean,
this seemed like to me like it was one guy and a supporting cast. Similar to how maybe another guy has won a few titles recently, LeBron James.
Right.
Very similar, in my opinion, in terms of, I'm not comparing styles of play or I'm not, stats per se, really numbers for numbers. But what I'm saying is that, in terms of putting a team on your back, playing the minutes that Leonard did, to me, I just think it was well-deserved. And obviously him getting the MVP and a championship.
That would be 2 MVPs, one on 2 teams.
Yeah, one of
San Antonio. Sorry, I don't mean to flip everybody off.
No middle fingers. Yeah,
this would be the San Antonio because this is for San Antonio. No. This is for Pop, who was pretty. He got a lot of nasty criticism. A lot of people shit on him when he was in San Antonio.
You know what?
Saying he was faking it.
Let's draw just a real quick comparison about how people were on Durant's ass for not being out there and not playing, and the criticism that he took. Kawhi got the same criticism, but yet made the smart move. He rested. He got healthy. He put himself in a position to be able to play. If maybe if he had come back a month sooner through the criticism, maybe if he had listened to the critics,
he would have torn the muscle and probably needed to.
And Toronto's got no shot. And this is a whole different story. But the fact that he withstood the criticism, as opposed to Durant, obviously, who has been known to be a little bit thinner skinned, he felt some heat from the critics. And what does he do? I mean, again, not faulting a guy for wanting to be out there with his team, but now look at the situation he's potentially in. So,
but you have their owner coming on, their president of basketball operations coming on and taking the heat himself. Because he's like, you want to blame anybody? Blame me.
He's got to get out in front of it.
He's got to get out in front of it. But it was an organizational, including the player, an organizational decision.
I'm sure. But
I mean, let's face that fact.
But the ultimate decision is on Durant. And Durant sat 3 games because he couldn't play.
4, I thought it was.
Well, 4 games. But again,
he was hurt.
But he played. And I'm saying, I think because of the pressure, I think he may have come back obviously too soon.
Well, so, okay, but
unfortunate.
A torn Achilles
just unfortunate.
Is nothing to joke about. He's probably going to miss the entire season next year.
So it's just, and again,
which is fine.
But it could be that sort of an injury. What I'm saying is that on no fault of his directly, outside of the fact that some of the pressure, I think, got to him, the fact that he felt like he had to be out there, not 100%, risking potentially not only what he has the injury now, but, I mean, potentially career.
He's. I'll say this.
What if he doesn't come back? What if he's able to come back at 80% or 70%? I mean,
he'll still make the All-Star team.
But it's tragic, is what it is.
But I don't think it's going to be tragic in that fashion. Okay, let's remember this isn't Dan Marino blowing out an Achilles tendon where he had to play the last 7 years of his career with a bionic boot on his foot, a special shoe. Okay, this isn't Achilles tendon injuries, ruptured Achilles tendons. Players do come back from them near the same level.
Let's hope.
Okay. It's probably going to cost him a little bit of money, but the Warriors are already talking about giving him a max deal along with Klay Thompson, who has a torn ACL.
Yeah, I may have changed my perspective on KD leaving or not. It really seemed that they're I mean, again, we kind of buy in. We are the media to some degree, too. We buy into what we hear, what we see. Oh, there's problems in the locker room. I was saying it for a long time, too. When Curry and Thompson carried him back to the locker room, to me, that showed a pretty good closeness for that team. And again, I've been involved in sports. You never know what really goes on in the locker room unless you're in the locker room.
Right, and I know you're leading around to Draymond Green, Mr. Emotional.
Right.
Okay, but what you're seeing is every team's got that yappy nutbag. Every team's got a yappy nutbag.
Everybody's got yin and the yang. For sure.
He shoves his teammates around, and you ain't. I don't think you're dedicated to this fucking show. I really don't. I don't think. I see your preparation, and your preparation is thorough, but I really don't see how you're. Do you think as hard as in the show? I don't know if it's.
But you know what? Though guys like that, I think.
What kind of asshole is that?
Everybody has different motivating factors.
I know.
So that's his motivating factor. He's kind of the make believe bully
thing. That's a Tom Izzo thing.
There was a big trade in the NBA too.
Oh! Are you segueing on me?
Big trade in the NBA.
Look at this. What did I tell you?
Yeah.
What did I do? Being his teammate, I know. I'm in the locker room with him.
AD. Okay,
if you start to question his dedication and his preparation, then all of a sudden he takes over the show. Like, no, I got this. Box out. I'm all right. I got it. So, like I was saying, there was a big trade in the National Basketball Association since we are on the association.
Huge.
And it was a trade that everybody spent a lot of time wringing their hands and flipping out over last year, right up to the trade deadline.
The story was that New Orleans was butthurt that they were not going to let AD go to the Lakers. Who would want to trade with the Lakers, the big boys on the block? Well,
the major market team.
It's a trade. So the Lakers gave up a whole lot and got AD in return.
I don't know that they gave up. Now, hang on. I don't know that. First of all, he looks great in purple. So that's going to work out pretty well.
I don't see purple.
He looks fabulous in purple.
True story. Blues or purples are a real issue for me. I'm partially colorblind. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead. I believe you. I'm sure he looks great in purple.
I will go full fucking Draymond Green on you right now.
It's true. All right, go. I'm sorry.
He's just going to sign away to another podcast. He's just. What do I care? We're just going to play the string out, and he's just going to sign away. I don't know that his heart is in this locker room. I really don't. Oh my God. I will. First of all, sorry about your color blindness. What color is the shirt I'm wearing?
It's red.
I hope so.
Yeah, that I got.
It's like all kinds of red.
Remember, blues
but you
and
still
purples.
think this is gold.
Orange.
Orange?
Yes.
Pornhub orange.
Maybe is it gold? Real seriously?
It's Pornhub
Okay,
orange.
perfect.
It's actual color Pornhub orange. So, yeah, the trade happened, and, of course, they got all kinds of eyebrow for their money, and he is probably he looks great in the Lakers jersey. Do you see yellow?
My favorite color.
That's yellow, not gold. Yes, yellow. Wait, here.
Right.
You can show everybody. He loves the yellow.
Anything yellow.
And everything yellow. And, of course, LeBron's got to be ecstatic. He got his wish. He's
all over Facebook, the few things, media outlets I've looked at about this, everybody's anointing the Lakers as champions.
Oh, yeah. The
champions. Lakers are champions.
Report.
Oh, yeah. AD championship, Lakers.
Oh, yeah. They're thinking automatic shit. Now, listen. I say it's possible, okay? But they're just at the beginning of the process. As you'll see in our up-and-coming slideshow, meme show for our break, there's one of the solutions is in there. Mm-hmm. And he used to wear the uniform, and he's one of the all-time greats. And he happens to be unemployed because he quit earlier this year.
I am a LeBron James fan. Homer, okay? I
like him too.
I am an AD fan, okay?
When he used to wear these colors.
Anthony
red.
Davis
I like red.
Is a beast. His numbers, when he's on the court, he's matchup proof.
Yes.
But being on the court is an issue for AD, okay?
Right.
Since he started in the league, he's missed an average of 16 games per year. Okay, that's a problem. LeBron James is not a young, spry chicken anymore, clearly, and is clearly not going to be playing a full slate of games next year either.
Okay.
So your best two players aren't on the floor, and if you want to know who they have right now, I know you've alluded to there's some potential trades coming.
Well,
but
wait, first of all, let's complete the information about the trade. Okay,
from what we know,
what did the New Orleans Pelicans receive in return for this very large, very elite level eyebrow of a human being?
They got Ball, Ingram, and Hart.
Right,
and again,
and Ball's father was just ecstatic.
They're young.
He cursed the Lakers all on the way out the door.
Of course he did.
They're never going to win another championship ever again.
That's his deal too. But they got three
kicked
players.
The dog and slapped his agent.
And they got 3 first-round picks. So this pick, I think, is the 4th pick next week when the draft is.
But they kept Kuzma.
Well, the Lakers certainly, yeah.
Yeah.
Kuzma's he's the dog on that team.
But they got the number 4 overall pick and the number 1 overall pick, which we all know unless somebody gets hit in the head with a hammer just before they speak on the microphone to pick, they're going to get Zion.
The Pelicans are going to be good next year, and they're
going to be young.
They're going to be good next year. Okay, they're deep too. Their bench this year was starting, so those guys are now going to go. I mean,
Drew Holiday,
man, and backing up. Jahlil Okafor, he's the backup center.
Right. Well, once you lower his minutes, he stays healthy.
Julius Randle,
another
ex-Laker. Yes, thank you. There's the parallel there. Was a beast last year when he got minutes. Now he was hurt 2 years ago. Came back last year. He was a 20-10 guy. So they've got guys. Alfred Payton, experience off the bench, another backup point guard that can obviously distribute the ball. Great turnover ratio.
Point guards now. With Ingram and Ball, I think they have enough point guards.
Ingram could probably go to the forward. He'll probably go to the 3.
Holiday's a swing guy, so
they've got a lot of depth on that team.
Tons.
And they're hungry and they're young. Again, going back to the Lakers and AD,
I don't think any of them shave twice a week.
They're kids. Missing 16 games a year is going to be an issue. And if he's also changing medias too. Remember, New Orleans is a little quieter there. The media is not.
I know, but let's also listen, okay? It's a matter of distribution. Really, it seriously is. Because you take a look at the entire time that Davis has been in New Orleans, from the get-go.
Right.
Since he was a baby. Right out of Kentucky.
Right.
Okay? It's been everybody on the kid's back. Everybody on the eyebrow.
No question.
Okay,
and you can say that because
42 minutes, 45 minutes a night.
I get all that.
Okay, for them to have a chance to win, and
they haven't
until
won much.
Holiday got there, and until all these young guys that have just suddenly started to show up and have started to redeem themselves. Okay, and then you got Okafor, who's finally got somebody behind him, so he can take a 5-minute break. So now he only has to play 43 minutes.
If you ask, and
he's
again,
going to wear down.
When you say him coming out of college, he's a kid. Obviously, he's still a kid. But you ask a kid to play 38, 42, whatever it is minutes a night, he's going to do it regardless.
Sure.
I mean, that's his job. He's getting paid to do it too.
Sure.
So,
and
again,
a big man too. Who cares? Embiid,
Karl
Anthony Towns.
What bothers me in those situations is when such talented players don't seem to get the supporting cast that they deserve, because you kind of want to see what would happen if they had a next level player similar to them that could play alongside them, can benefit from them, that sort of situation. But you're right, in that situation with Davis.
Hell, you're in an upgrade situation with Davis as far as I'm concerned. I mean, LeBron being LeBron. He is LeBron,
right,
okay?
Right.
And he's on his own level. He is a kung fu master of the basketball game. But like you said, age, Father Time will not be beaten. He is undefeated, okay? And even the great LeBron James, even the great Michael Jordan, even the great Wilt Chamberlain,
right.
I mean, just Father Time gets you. But if you're building a team for 5 years from now, and that's what the Lakers have done.
No question.
That's exactly what they've done.
They've got the foundation in place with AD.
Right, so that when they give up, because they gave up 3 first-rounders.
Right.
They gave up the number 4 this year, and they gave up, they're probably going to have a pick in the first round in the teens. They're probably going to be out of the lottery.
Okay.
Even though you don't think that they're going to win the NBA championship like every other, LA sniffer that is, yeah. But once they get past that 3-year mark and they can start drafting in the first round again, 3 years from now, LeBron could be gone.
I've said this before about the
but
lottery,
Davis will
too.
still be there.
In terms of the lottery, again,
and maybe Jimmy Butler.
These teams that are in the lottery seem to be in the lottery every single year, and they don't get any better. That's why they stay in the lottery. Right. The NBA, you get better through free agency and through
fast. If you want to go fast,
I mean,
that's you got a 5-year plan. All you got to do is look at the Dubs.
Yeah, but that's been the progression of the league.
I know, but that's all you have to do is look at the Dubs, though.
But they got
look at Philadelphia. Trust the process.
Well, Philadelphia hasn't done it yet. But Golden State,
they're getting there. They've gotten there.
They haven't gotten there yet.
They haven't gotten the ring.
Yeah, but Golden State is the exception to the rule. But they're in place. I think Golden State's not going anywhere. I think if those guys get healthy, and I think certainly now if KD stays, they're clearly the number 1 in the West next year again. Well, regardless on whoever the Lakers sign. Let's assume Butler goes to the Lakers, and Kawhi and Durant comes back healthy. Okay.
Right. But he's not going to play next year.
Okay,
it's not happening.
Not at all.
No.
Not at the end of next year. Playoffs? If he's healthy?
If he wants to come back 100%?
You're talking a year.
Or maximum?
All right, let's assume he doesn't.
That's a maximum.
All right, well, you get a healthy Clay, and you still have Curry, you still have Draymond. Looney took a big step forward. Obviously, for Toronto, I'm talking now.
Well, I have a what if for you. Go ahead.
There's guys out there that they can go get too that can also help.
What about this guy?
Who's not going to want to play at Golden State?
What about this guy?
Listen. Who? Irving?
Yeah.
Where's he going to go?
What?
The Knicks, I heard, or Brooklyn.
Play with his old partner.
We'll see.
How about that?
Kemba Walker's been tossed around too.
I understand. We're talking Jimmy Butler, Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a potential starting 5 that is Walker, Butler, Kuzma, Davis,
and
James. LBJ.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Okay,
pretty good.
Now, yes, those 5, if they all play a significant amount of time and they gel, and they're able to large swaths of time before any one of them has to sit out, even to rest. They're going to win a lot of games.
No question.
A lot, even in the West.
No question.
They're going to win a lot of games. They're going to cause the regression of some teams that we've seen that have moved up, like the Denver Nuggets, like the Utah Jazz. You're going to see those 6, 7, and 8 teams are going to take a whooping from them. Some of those teams might fall out of the playoffs because that starting 5 with any sort of bench, 1, 2, 3 guys.
If they're dealing out all those max contracts, they won't have a bench.
I know, right?
They won't have a bench.
Oh my God!
You want to know who's on their bench now? Because I've got some of the guys on their bench now.
Yes,
guys I had to write down and find. Isaac Bunga. Okay, Isaac Bunga. Mo Wagner. Okay?
Wait, Mo Wagner.
I think he may have gone to a SEC school. Actually, he was pretty good in college. But anyway, Mo Wagner. And Jeremio.
Not Jeremiah.
And you're going to know Jones. Jeremiah
Jones.
So, but as of right now, with
He's got
Walker coming over,
name.
Butler coming over, all these guys, let's see how the pieces fall. Let's see.
We get to see some Mo Wagner. What position does Mo play? Center?
No, I don't. He's a guard.
Okay, well, what you will see is probably a trolling of the journeyman veterans, because this is also part of what Golden State did in building through the draft. Another thing that they did is they went bargain hunting, but they went bargain hunting for players that fit the system. And what you have is Frank Vogel now with what's his face looking over his shoulder the whole time. Jason Kidd. Look at going
the dynamic duo.
That's a pretty good game plan you got there. I don't know though.
That's embarrassing.
You might want to change that a little bit.
Yeah. Why? Let's not even get into that.
Why am I all up in your shit today?
No. Why? Let's not even get into that whole Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd is looking over his shoulder, and let me tell you something. You actually came up with this idea that if they were 500 at the break, all hell was going to break loose.
Yeah. Yeah.
You probably see Vogel get fired. And install Jason Kidd immediately.
Here's why I don't think Vogel gets fired, because it was James's pick. So knowing that it was his pick, him getting fired is just egg on James. No, James will come out in front like he did when they were struggling with Spoelstra a little bit early on when they were first getting together. Yeah. And, it's on me. Let things gel. Let things work themselves out. And they're good enough where if they do have all those pieces in place, then they probably will. I don't think they'll be ever 500 at the break, even if they only landed, let's say, another decent free agent. AD and James.
Really?
Really. I mean, they're with just AD and James in pieces, they're probably a 7 or an 8 in the West. I'm comfortable about that, only for the simple fact that you're going to have two alphas pushing in the same direction next year, and that's to win a championship. You know how much pride those guys have to bring into next season?
A 7 or an 8?
If
the Lakers?
If it's just those two and they don't land another free agent?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, I missed a part.
No, I'm saying right now as it stands with Mo Wagner.
Sorry, I didn't mean to look at you like you were fucking nuts or anything
with
like
Mo
that.
Wagner and
Go Mo!
and just AD and James. I'm saying
is he a swing point guard center?
I don't know what he swings.
We know the NBA is positionless now. They like to play positionless basketball. So you got a guy who's playing point center.
Yeah.
Point forward.
Listen, New Orleans is going to be no joke next year.
Ooh.
And if they gel, and they will because they're young and they won't have the egos that the other players or these larger free agents usually have, I think they're going to be fine.
Well, the rumor is that there's already teams making offers for the number 4 overall draft choice.
There you go.
There's teams already going to New Orleans.
And if New Orleans is smart, if they get any kind of a player that's going to fit, or even a role player for that position, I would take it, because your pieces are already in place. And like I said before, you build through free agency in the NBA. I mean, clearly. Yeah. So
you listen. You don't need to get you want to get a center. Let me tell you this right now. You want to get a center because you have a vacuum in the middle. Okay. Besides the fact that Davis was a great offensive player, he was a great fundamentally sound defensive player. He could come out and he could defend the perimeter because he has big, long arms. He's got very good feet. So what you need is, and it doesn't even matter if he's an elite player. It doesn't matter if he can score. You want to go get the best center, the best defensive center.
You need a rim protector.
That you can find. Yeah, rim protector.
Now, they've got some
That's
guys.
all you need.
They've got a few guys that were kind of in and out this year. Listen, Okafor, if he's healthy, he could be that guy.
Yeah, but if he's healthy, he's not going to stay healthy if you play him more than 14, 18 minutes a game.
Well, that you may only need him for 18, 20 minutes a game.
18,
if he's backing up Julius Randle, that's
20,
fine.
Okay, 20 minutes tops.
That's fine, but Julius gives you 30 or 32, and that's what you're doing. That's how you set it up.
We don't need Julius Randle to score 8, 10 points. We don't. We want 6, 15, and 3. That's why we want 3 blocks. We want 15 rebounds. We want 6 points. I don't care even if you have any points.
You're talking for that player, but Julius Randle isn't. He's a defensive liability.
You have so many players on the Pelicans right now that can fill it up.
Yeah,
and they're adding Zion Williams to this.
Yeah,
yikes!
Another number 1 everything supposedly.
I could coach that team.
Yeah, we'll see.
I could coach that team.
I think the Pelicans. Listen, I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Throw the basketball on the floor, and I don't know, go take a crap.
I'm going out on a limb here. I think the Pelicans, certainly at the break, have a better record than the Lakers.
Regardless
of who they land.
Wait. It's what? It's June
16th. Yes, it is. Happy Father's Day, by the way,
yes,
to all
happy
the fathers
Father's
out
Day.
there.
Happy
Thank
Father's
you.
Day. Yeah,
Thank
well, if my father's watching, happy Father's Day, Dad.
Yeah.
I got a
same to you, Dad. Happy Father's Day.
Hey, yeah. Your dad's not watching.
No,
either.
he's watching.
Oh, he's watching.
Always.
Oh well, happy
Yeah.
Father's Day.
Yeah.
At least you watch. My dad's not watching.
Yeah,
he's
always.
probably watching and laughing at me right now.
Yeah.
I got him a card and some scratchers. But Father's Day is we show deference to it and everything, but it kind of like my parents feel the same way I do as like the stupid Hallmark holiday cards, because I show love and honor and deference to my parents year round. So he gets like a card, a funny card, and some scratchers. My brother always includes cash.
I get it.
Because he always shakes the card out and goes, "Where's the money?"
Some of these holidays are
ridiculous.
A little pressured. I don't think Father's Day is ridiculous, but I think that in terms of it's perspective.
He's got his birthday and Christmas.
You know what it does? If anything, people tend to get
Anniversary
lost
for
in their
mom.
own selves in
Yeah.
life now, more or less.
Yeah.
And at least for one day, whether it's the holiday, whether it's your birthday or it's whatever you celebrate.
Right.
I mean, Mother's Day, really? I mean, I'm never going to attempt to discount Mother's Day.
No, it's not that I'm discounting, but we all kind of cynically feel that it's like, really?
Yeah.
All it is?
I understand. I mean, listen, there's many
My parents
perspectives on
get
it.
presents on the holidays.
Now, I agree with you that you shouldn't love your dad less tomorrow.
No.
But, yeah, I mean, technically, it certainly shouldn't go that way.
No.
I don't feel that way.
No.
So.
And I've done my Facebook tribute to my dad, which, by the way, my dad was a real badass in the early 60s. With him and his brothers in Miami, they were,
They were tearing up the
they were
town.
motorheads. They had the filterless cigarettes rolled up in the sleeves.
I'm sure,
and,
yeah.
Black T-shirts with the pocket and the tight pants, and they had the hot rods.
All
and,
right, awkward.
Bare knuckle
But good,
fighting.
though.
And,
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
and I hate to tell you this, but my mom was a hot blonde in Hialeah in the early 60s. He was all over it. But anyway, happy Father's Day. Okay, so we were segueing into what? The break.
Yeah.
We're done speculating.
I just flat out said my prediction by the break
And then you went right into Father's Day.
is going to be that the Pelicans will have a better record than the Lakers.
Oh.
I just feel like that they're younger, they're hungrier.
Shots fired.
And there's no guarantee bringing star power to any city brings results, at least immediately. So if I was hedging, and I'm sure I'd get great value on this bet, if there was a line out there, I would take the Pelicans. First half, better record than the Lakers. How about that?
Well, you heard it here first.
There you go.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. A word from our sponsor, me, the Gonzo Radio Network, and the Brass Monkey Sports Bar and Grill, as we have Comedy Night. The network is producing and sponsoring Comedy Night at the Brass Monkey Sports Bar and Grill. That's next Saturday night, not this coming Saturday, next Saturday night, June 29th. It's on Lake Worth Road, the Brass Monkey Grill. We'll with dual headliners, Fazal Malik and Jackie Sanchez.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow, did that all at the top of my head.
Wow.
Let's get to the break while I figure out what the hell I'm doing next. And we're back. We kind of stormed through the first half, and we kind of trampled over something really important.
Yeah, a little golf tournament.
Pebble Beach.
Yeah, pretty big one.
Something's happening out there in Pebble Beach right now.
Yeah.
We're actually waiting for the latest update.
And
because
PGAtour.com has Woodland in the lead, which I know he's still in the lead.
This guy.
Yeah. He's pretty good. He had a 2-shot lead, I know, as of about 2 holes ago. I think that's pretty current. Koepka, who's also pretty damn good.
Right.
Going for, his second major in a row and 4th and 6 tries.
Brooksy's a very bad man.
He's 2 back, I believe. He was as of about 2 holes ago. So again, let's go. We're about
under.
2 holes behind. He's 11 under.
11 under.
Yeah, because Gary Woodland was 13 under. And they're early in the round. I think they're maybe about to make the turn. They're close, maybe 6 or 7. I think Justin Rose I saw was -10 at hole 6.
Right,
and they're 1 or 2 holes apart. So.
Well, let's check on some of your predictions.
Okay,
like Lefty.
Well, Lefty made an appearance. He got into the weekend.
He got in there.
Again, I'm not super updated, but he was just inside the top 25.
Okay, so he's nowhere near the leaderboard.
No, he's not at all.
Okay.
Cantley was my prediction to win. He was in the top 15. I mentioned Molinari, who I think is maybe 6th or 7th right now overall. So I was pretty good.
Oh, this is your boy Cantley?
Yeah, I was pretty good. He struggled on Thursday. I'm sorry. He had, I think he was 3 over on Thursday.
Well, Smiling Francisco had a really strong first 3 rounds. He kind of faded today, though.
Yeah, he did a little bit. Again, I'm trying to find exactly where he ended up. I think he's just may have finished. He's actually -2. He's tied for 20th.
Yeah, he took a beating.
So he -2 overall. I think he's plus even on the day for what that shows through 13. So it's going to be a great finish. Obviously, all the drama. Everybody, I don't know who are they rooting for. I mean, who's the face if it's not going to be everybody wanting Tiger this week? It's got to be Koepka. I mean, the guy is just tearing up the course.
Listen, Koepka is one of those elite athlete type golfers now. They've all caught up to the Tiger game.
There are very little slouchers out there anymore. These guys are training.
They all look like CrossFit athletes.
You can consider these guys athletes now. I mean, these guys they look like athletes too. And part of the reasons why is because the demands of the games have changed too. They have to keep up with the guy in front of them, and
core exercises. So you gotta keep up with your core, because it gives you the flexibility.
Yeah, sabermetrics has played a big part in that too.
Yeah, well, what do you expect for? I mean, golf has always been a heavy statistically dependent game.
Oh, so. I mean, it's a science. So I mean, obviously,
no. Now it's a science with all the graphics and the sensor graphics that can track.
That is so cool.
Movement and swings and angles and
they do that now in baseball with the home runs and stuff like that. They call it the StatCast.
Oh yeah,
I think they should incorporate that more because not just for the nerds like me, but like you said, I mean, you're picking up on the fact that you're seeing just a different side of the game. You're seeing what it understands to hit a golf ball, how it lands, how it travels, speed, wind direction. I mean, all these different factors that come into play, and that's really cool. I mean, it's to be able to watch that on your TV.
It turns it kind of into a video game.
It's super cool. I mean, it's awesome. And football should start to incorporate some of that too. I want to know how hard Joe Flacco throws a football compared to whoever.
I'm going to say 62 miles an hour.
I'm just throwing names, but who knows? But certainly guys can chuck it. And you kind of want to get a feel for if your guy can chuck it or not and think about why. What if you're going into play the Buffalo in December and the wind's 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour sustained? In the back of your mind, you know what? You may want to lean towards a guy with a little stronger arm.
Ask me how fast I think Ryan Tannehill throws the ball.
How fast?
I don't care. He doesn't play for the Dolphins anymore.
Good point. But I guarantee at one point this year, he starts for your DraftKings lineup. I guarantee it.
Not a chance.
It'll be a sentimental pick.
I don't care if he comes in and he starts tearing it up in Tennessee. I'm not falling for that. I've been burned before. I'm not going to be burned again. Okay, so you were talking about baseball and their use of the graphics and the sabermetrics and all of that.
Pretty cool.
But there was a minor transaction that went down.
The Bronx Bombers are starting to make a move.
Okay, now if you have a lineup that includes Aaron Judge, Sanchez,
Stanton. I mean, just overall lineup?
Stanton.
Yeah, plenty of power hitters.
The new kid that just came up from the minors.
Luke Voigt.
Right. All raking. All putting it over the fence. line shots off the wall for doubles and triples, just destroying the baseball. So let's go make a trade for the home run leader in the American League. Let's go pick up Edwin Encarnacion.
Yeah.
For a pretty highly touted minor league prospect pitcher.
Trade your prospects if you can for proven players. Always. That's why.
Get Edwin Encarnacion and his parrot, to his home run parrot. You know, he keeps the arm up when he rounds the bases like he's got a fucking parrot on his arm.
Yeah, that's his trot.
And young man still got a lot going on. He's a very bad man.
36 years old.
36 years old.
Been in the league a long time.
He was with the Indians before the Blue Jays.
Just some quick numbers for him.
Sure.
Right now, hitting 239, I think, to this point this year.
21 home runs.
Here's something, though, that's interesting, I think. To this point this year, his walk rate and his K rate are the best they've been in his career. He's walking at a 14% clip. League average is about 8.5%. And he's striking out at about a 19% clip. And the league average is about 22.5%, 23%. So, but based on his numbers, his numbers were a little higher than that on both. But it's the best at any point in his career. And his batting average doesn't really suggest he's only hitting 239. Now, he was hurt a little bit. His power numbers obviously are still there. He's slugging 540. I think he's going to go crazy.
Well, let's also remember that he is a creature of the new era, the new philosophy, which is you can hit 240 all you want, but you got to hit 40 home runs.
You know what? You're right. In today's age, 240 is 275 even 10 years ago. No question. But if you're hitting home runs, well, if you're hitting home runs, then you're definitely worth your contract.
That's your new job.
Yeah. But now my only issue is that where the hell are they going to put him? Okay.
Man.
Like you said, Stanton's coming back.
Man.
They already have Judge.
Yeah.
Aaron Hicks just came back. He's playing well. He's hitting the ball again. Brett Gardner. Okay, again, been there a while.
Sanchez.
Clint Frazier. Kendra Morales.
Yikes.
All these guys that are vying for playing time. What the hell is Aaron Boone going to do?
Trade somebody to Miami.
You know, well, Miami. But you know what I think is going to happen? I think the trade is right. I think what they're
doing
Stanton
back.
Is they're setting up pieces down the line that are going to fit nicely, I think. Encarnacion is a hitter that goes crazy in streaks.
And he's just a rental.
And his peripherals suggest that he's about to make that sort of turn. So, in my opinion, it's going to be a show. If he gets some playing time, and I can't imagine why they would go get him and not play him, when he gets the playing time, and if he's going to go crazy. He's going to go nuts.
Well, that's the beauty of the DH.
And the Yankees are going to look like heroes in this. So, Yankees are still in first place. Okay, and as good as Tampa's been,
it's ridiculous.
Yankees, I think. I mean, as good as the Yankees have been with all the injuries and the lack of pitching and everything, and all the problems they've gone through, I think the Yankees are in a great position. So we'll see.
They're going to King Kong it.
We'll see.
The same as last year, except this time they've got the pitching.
If Stanton comes back healthy and can contribute,
oh my God,
Severino's coming back in another month or two. I think. Obviously, they're hoping to get anything back from him. And if their bullpen continues to pitch pretty well like it's been iffy at times, but it's been better lately. I think the Yankees are going to be tough. It's going to be fun to watch.
Didi Gregorius is through his
He's
comeback.
Back now. He's healthy. He's playing again. I mean, again, you look across that.
The guy's a vacuum cleaner. He's probably, if you really think of it, he's probably one of the 4 or 5 best defensive shortstops in the history of that team. I mean, he is really, really to follow Jeter.
Yeah, and quietly
as a baby,
too. And he rakes too.
So. What was he? 20 when
very
he came
young.
up?
Well, yeah, very young.
20.
Very young, and he's been nothing but good for the Yankees.
And he is. I nothing but props, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to another baseball related issue that you're not hot about. You're very serious about this. Because it's controversial.
I just feel like that it should have already happened. 20 years ago in baseball, when the PEDs became real popular and everybody was taking them, whatever the case, they had thrown around numbers that they speculated that up to 70% of major leaguers were on some form of PEDs. Okay? 70%.
Yeah, sure.
That's a lot.
A whole lot.
Okay. Here's what that did for all those players compared to...
let's remember, this is like 1998, 1999.
Where at that time, baseball was in trouble. Just prior to that, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, baseball was taking a little bit of a hit. and they weren't getting the attendance, and things weren't going right. And then all of a sudden, you had these guys, massive guys, come in the league.
This guy.
And start crushing the ball.
Sorry, I jumped the gun. I brought
Mark
him out
McGwire, okay? These guys were monsters of the game, and they did so much for baseball. Okay, viewership was up 15% at that time.
Oh, yeah.
In 1999, when those guys were killing it, those guys were chasing it. They were breaking in from your TV shows, whatever you were watching, whatever network you were on. Mark McGwire at bat number 2.
You've been watching another baseball game.
Yeah, that too.
That was an important baseball game.
Whatever it was, it didn't matter because everybody was
Bottom
caught
of the
up.
ninth, 2 outs, 2 runs. The winning run is on base. That
Didn't matter.
We're going to break away right now. It's got Mark McGwire, and also Sammy Sosa.
Another guy too. All these guys.
Sammy Sosa was.
They were titans of the game at that time.
This guy right here. Oh yeah.
Here's my argument for McGwire. Okay, this whole PED thing? I'm over it. Okay, can we get these guys in the Hall?
Yes.
Okay, can we get Mark McGwire in the freaking Hall of Fame?
Yes, I totally agree.
70% of the freaking league was on PED at that time. Okay.
True. I mean,
2 guys got to 70.
Cynically, you have to say true, but yeah.
2 guys got to 70 home runs. 3 60 or more home runs. Right. That's it. Okay, you're talking about 3 baseball players, the cream of the crop.
Well,
and you're burying these 3 guys.
Sammy finished with 66 when McGwire finished with 71.
Yes. Okay, and Barry Bonds obviously has the record. Within those 3 guys were the 3 guys that got over 60 home runs. Okay, with all the talk about PED and how easy it is at a home run.
This guy right here.
Those guys were monsters of the game. Let me throw you some numbers about Mark McGwire. Now, obviously, he ended up with 583 home runs for his career.
I've seen 3 of them.
That alone as a benchmark. The benchmark used to be 500 home runs and you're in. Okay, he's at 583.
Right.
Okay. Now his average for his career was 262. Not overly impressive.
Oh wait, here come the numbers.
Okay, not overly impressive, but here's something that is impressive. Okay, they use something called home runs per at bat, which is a simple explanation to breaking down. You had this many at bats, you put this many balls over the fence, and whatever that number is how many home runs you have per at bat. McGwire came in at 10.6. So every 10.6 plate appearances, he got a home run. Okay? Let me throw you some Hall of Fame guys out there.
Pretty prolific. That's like every other game.
Okay, Babe Ruth. Wow, he was pretty good, wasn't he? 11.8. That was his at-bats per home run. Here's some more. Mike Schmidt, one of the best power hitters in the 70s and 80s. My favorite Philly of all time.
Absolute beast.
North of 500 home runs.
Absolute beast.
15.2 at-bats. Okay? Hank Aaron, man, he was pretty good too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The guy that Barry jumped, okay? Yeah. 16.3 at bats. Okay.
But he also hit for average, though.
Not saying anything about that. I'm just saying if you have
stole
enough
bases.
What I would imagine if you have the ability to vote for the Hall of Fame, you have a series of boxes that you check. Okay. Right. And if you check all those boxes, okay, you're going to the Hall of Fame. Okay. Yeah. Now, if there's 6, if you have 8, if you have 10, whatever your numbers are, if you're an old school guy, you probably have less. If you're a new school guy, you have all the sabermetrics. Whatever it is, you have the boxes you check. And there isn't a box that McGwire has that I can't check.
Well, the only box that you're not checking is a box that's not there, and that is butthurt sports writers.
Okay, exactly.
Who are the moral arbiters of who gets in and who doesn't get in.
Judge and jury. It's almost like the good old boys club. It's like if you're it's to some degree, no question.
Yeah.
Those guys.
I'm not going to argue with you there, but here's the problem with the good old boys club.
Can I use a quick analogy just to cut you?
Sure.
When you look at security guards that have attitudes, you know what the first stereotype is thrown out there? Failed cop.
Yeah.
So when you look at these sports writers that have such visceral opinions about these athletes sometimes, you know what that reminds me of?
They didn't get picked for Little
Failing athlete. Person that was always picked last at effing kickball. Okay, that's how I feel about guys like that.
You pencil neck geeks.
Okay, it's the same mentality, just carried into a different profession. Okay?
Yeah.
Check the boxes. They're all checked in my opinion, and I'm sure in a lot of others, the only box that's checked is the PED box. And I think it's unfair because the first year he came out in baseball, he hit 49 home runs in his rookie season in a ballpark not known for hitting home runs in the Coliseum.
And I wondered how his skinny ass did it.
Okay, so the guy obviously had frickin' talent. Okay?
Oh, my God, out the yin-yang.
I'm done with it.
The Bash Brothers?
I'm done with it. You can still look at case by case, PED or not. Right. But if you check the boxes and you comparatively compare yourself to the guys of your time, which you are, you're looking at him in a 15-year window of his career against the guys he played with and against.
Yep.
He dominated.
Dominated.
He checked every box. He made you watch the game. He had such an impact and influence on it. There's no reason in my mind why this guy has been shafted year after year.
And he wasn't playing in a weak era. He had guys like Jim Thome.
All these goals, again, and
he was up against some titans of the game, guys who, by the way, are already in the Hall.
Of course, all guys that would, again, please.
Perceived as being clean, you mean?
Get him in the Hall of Fame, please. Get somebody something or other, wipe somebody's ass, whatever's got to happen. Just get this guy in the Hall. It's ridiculous.
Let me ask you a question. Did you ever see Mark McGwire play?
Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
So, did you see him hit a homer?
No, neither time.
I saw him hit 3.
Yeah, neither time.
I saw
ironically, but
I saw him.
I still check his box.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right. Well, I saw him hit 1 in '97 with the Cardinals, and then in '98, the big run. I saw him hit 2 in the same game.
Okay.
He put 1. This was in Joe Robbie Stadium. He put it in the upper deck entrance. It went badong, badong, and rolled out.
It's insane.
I mean, to hit such a towering shot. And I went to a lot of ball games, in spite of the fact that it was a horrible baseball stadium compared to the one that they have now.
But that's all we had.
That's why it was a concrete mausoleum converted to play baseball in. In which to play baseball, syntax. But, I mean, I saw Andreas Galarraga hit a 500-footer to dead center into empty seats. I saw,
empty seats.
Right?
Yeah, a lot of empty seats.
Let's see, who else? But I've seen a lot of Titanic home runs, and that guy was consistently hitting home runs, whether or not he was supposedly on PEDs or not.
Yeah, well, but if they were or not, it doesn't matter. If you assume they all were, then you compare them against who they played against and with.
Let everybody do PEDs.
And they dominated at that time. So if the guy next to him was doing the same thing he was doing and he was putting up better numbers, how do you not acknowledge that?
Let everybody do PEDs.
How do you just say that it was because of the PEDs? That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
I understand. And baseball is a muscle memory, muscle twitch, hand-eye coordination.
The hardest thing to do is hit a baseball at 95 miles an hour.
Right, but it's also a marathon.
Agree.
And that's part of what these steroids and what these human growth hormone do is they help you recover faster and be able to stay in the game playing longer and avoid injuries longer. That would be the only difference and the reason why they think it's cheating.
I don't know if baseball is doing this or the other sports are doing this.
Do you understand what PEDs are?
Why would they not put forth money in programs to find out what's best for the science for these players? Don't they want these players that are the stars they're paying on the field and performing?
And
so why isn't there such a push to get these guys scientifically engineered in a position safely and legally to optimize the sports? That's a whole nother show. We're going to have that discussion.
George Carlin did like 5 minutes on it. It was hilarious. Like, let them all do steroids. Wouldn't you rather see a 300-pound guy who can run 45 miles an hour run through a brick wall and cripple somebody? I mean, playing football.
I'm not even saying
hit 150 home runs a year every other time he's up to bat.
I'm not saying that the sports have to become freakish.
Right.
I'm just saying that you can. I think there's room for, lack of a better term, optimization. I think you can, with the science we have now. You have these guys like Mookie Betts. The guy's 190 pounds. He bowls, all right? And he's hitting 35 home runs.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So you don't have to be a 6'5", 260 like Aaron Judge to hit home runs or even a McGwire type guys. But it's these guys are so regimented and so skilled and are so in tune with their bodies at a 185 or 190, whatever it is, that they're able to perform at that level. But all I'm saying is I think there's still more room. I think that there's still room for growth scientifically within these sports. And I don't understand why they're not taking the time to make that investment, to make them better.
I'm just checking the chat to see if anybody's asking me from the club where the hell are you?
Yeah, I'm on my way. So
yeah, we go. No, let's talk about this now. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap that up right there, and I get the feeling we're gonna talk about it again next week
for sure because it makes. The players are the investment.
Let everybody do steroids.
Yeah, not so much the steroids. Keep it legal, get it right, find
Set
a better
minimum
ways.
standards so that it helps with endurance and avoids injury. How about that?
How about CBD oil?
CBD oil.
There you go.
I'm gonna go try some of that right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so on behalf of myself and Matt DeMaz, tell the people where they can find you.
MLB Joy Us
at MLB Joy Us on the Instagrams. I'm at the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk on the Instagrams, of course, on Gonzo Radio Podcast. And don't forget, tomorrow night, the Gonzo Radio show, the Gonzo Radio, the flagship, the big show, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. I have 3 prospective guests, but I'm such a horrible booker. None of them are confirmed. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who's up. But yeah, thanks
I'm on
so
call.
much. You're on call.
I'm on call. Yeah.
So thanks so much for watching and discuss amongst yourself.
Yes.
And of course, make sure you subscribe, which I believe the subscribe button is right down
Vote
there.
who you'd like to see on tomorrow's show.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Shut up.
All right, sorry.
All right, I'm Big Daddy Gonzo. This is the Mazz, and we are both the hell out of here. Talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.